Hello and welcome to Sam's on Wrestling. I am Sam. I'm joined by the babiest of all the baby Sams. But this is an important video because it is the WWE Money in the Bank 2025 predictions, where the predictions belt that I currently own is on the line. Baby Sam had a successful backlash, winning 5-2 because I decided to have some fun.
You decided that Pat McAfee was going to beat the man who just lost the world championship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought Goldberg was returning.
Yeah. And you know what? All those things would be better than what we've got in the past month, to be honest.
It's not been great. It's
No.
not been a great month. But I'm expecting this to be a decent show. There looks like there's only going to be 4 matches.
Mind blowing.
So it's very Royal Rumble, very Elimination Chamber. So let's just go with that. But before we get into it, we have a brand new rule to add to the predictions because it's the first time we've had a Money in the Bank pay-per-view, meaning there is now going to be 2 briefcases wandering around, potentially creating an extra match. Here is how we're going to deal with it. Both me and Baby Sam will have the Money in the Bank chip, meaning we can predict a Money in the Bank cash-in on a pay-per-view. The bell has to have rung, has to be an official one, not a failed one, for example. Okay, so for example, let's say Sam goes, I predict a Money in the Bank briefcase will be cashed in at Money in the Bank. That is his one and only chance to do that prediction, and if it comes right, he gets a point. But if it's wrong, he now can't predict a Money in the Bank prediction for the rest of time. He can say that he thinks there's going to be one, but he doesn't get an official prediction. Yes, Sam.
Question, Sam. So,
Yeah.
do we have to specify the person cashing in on the champion? So it's just a cash in?
You're just going to say, I believe there will be a cash in. Let's find out. Let's do the Money in the Bank predictions. Before you get that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and put into the comments who you think will win all 4 matches. We will kick off with the terrible main event. It is John Cena and Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso in a why are we bothering doing this when Cena has 10 dates left match. Sam, where are you
Couldn't
going
put it
with
better
this?
myself. I've not heard it out loud before, and that made me feel really sickly in my stomach. I had many opinions on this match, but we'll be here till after the pay per view. So let's keep it short and sweet. I've gone Cody and Jay. And my thought process is that Logan takes the pin, and Cena can't do anything actual effectual. You know, he can't actually get heat or really do anything important apart from the Mania main event in this run. So let's just get it over with. Someone just pin Logan.
It's not been great, this heel run. I've not enjoyed it. I don't care for this match at all. They didn't even mention it on Raw, literally at all. Jey Uso's dealing with Gunther. Jey Uso's dealing with Seth Rollins, meaning this feud is actually 3rd on the list that Jey Uso's involved with. Cena was there. Logan was there. Didn't even cut a promo. Didn't have a video package. It's on the pay-per-view. They were talking more about Jey versus Gunther. I'm also going with Jey and Cody. Weirdly, though, I've got Cody pinning Cena.
I mean, you can do.
I think they're going to do Cody Cena at SummerSlam. I think Logan may be the reason the match ends that way, so that Cena and Cody, so that Logan and Cena maybe get involved when he's a babyface. Who knows? But let's just get this out of the way. Who cares for this match? Apparently, it's main eventing.
Well, I mean, you kind of probably have to have it main event because you've got 3 other matches, and you're not just going to have a Money in the Bank match main event. It's just awful, Sam. It's just a symptom of where we've come in terms of we're prioritising, influences. And I actually like Logan Paul in the ring, but this is too much to have Cena do this in a random tag match that has no consequence. It does not matter who wins this match. It doesn't matter. There's no way you can convince me that it matters.
We move on to the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Might be one of the few things on Raw that's holding everything together with glue and sticky tape.
Yeah.
It's Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. They put a stipulation on top of it. The stipulation being that if Becky were to win, Lyra is going to raise Becky's hand. But if Lyra wins, that is Becky's last chance to go for the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Lyra Valkyria. Sam, where are we going?
I've gone Becky. because I mean it would just be the end of the feud. I think this is one of the few good stories they're doing, and it's as I predicted at Backlash. She loses, gets very annoyed, gets the heat back against Lyra, and then this is where she goes and wins it. They have the rubber match at SummerSlam, and we call it a day on one of the actual decent feuds going on. This is
It's a tough
my
one
take.
because I, before Raw, was predicting Becky Lynch with the same principle as you. But that stipulation, having your babyface raise the hand of the heel champion, is an interesting one. Could this be a Bayley return costs Becky the Intercontinental Championship? So this is the question. Do they have Becky have the title so that she has the lineage, so she has a name on the title, which I think they want? But this is also a building for Lyra. I am going to take a risk defending my championship, going against my initial thought, and I am predicting that Lyra Valkyria is going to
Wow,
win this. Now, it only has two destinations here. Lyra wins so that Becky has put her on a pedestal a little bit more, and that's all she's wanted to do is build up stars. Or Becky wins so they can do the three and Bayley doesn't return. It's an interesting one. I'm going to take the risk, and I'm going to pick Lyra Valkyria.
wow.
I don't feel confident in it.
No, no, I wouldn't. Here's why you've just lost, Sam. Because your argument stands up to a point. However, we know that Triple H loves to save his big returns till SummerSlam. Does it all the time. That's
You
when Bayley
or
comes back
but
in the
Money in
rubber
the Bank
match.
is a big show. Money in the Bank
Eh?
is a big show.
Well, they're not treating it like one, are they? At the moment, I know that Triple
No,
H doesn't like it. And then, second of all, they've sold as a potential stipulation, and it seems weird to have that uniquely put in when they're not going to do it. When there's no real reverse the other way, it's just Becky doesn't challenge again. I
you
think
make
there's
points.
a very unique thing they're trying to do there with the hand raise. Um, so
You make points.
yeah, Becky,
I'm sticking
but I'm
with
not
it.
going to stop you.
No, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't
No,
either when this thing is on the line. I wouldn't stop me either. We're now going to look at the men's Money in the Bank because I think it's probably a little bit more predictable than the women's one. So in this match, Sam, just in case you have forgotten, we have Seth Rollins, we've got Andrade, we have for some reason Solo Sikoa,
for
we've
some
got El
reason,
Grande Americano, we've got L.A. Knight,
yeah.
yeah, and someone else that no one really cares about. So,
Yeah.
who have you got winning the men's Money in the Bank match?
I mean, first, I'd just like to say I'm disappointed that Chad Gable didn't qualify. That was
Yeah,
quite
I
saddening to
can't
me.
believe he didn't do it. But
It's a shame.
having Penta beat him, Penta's beaten him so many times is
No,
ridiculous.
I just think this match could really
I forgot
improve with
Penta. I
Chad
love
Gable in
Penta.
there.
No,
But that's only my opinion. I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? And my heart tells me, with every little bit of optimism I have left in the world, LA Knight, I'd love that to be the case. It's not the case, is it, though, Sam? It's Seth Rollins.
now WWE and predictability is a very tough game because Triple H likes predictability. And technically, I've always complained the Money in the Bank should be a narrative for a story, and
Mm.
that story should be Seth Rollins.
I don't
So
mind
much
that in
so
isolation at all.
No, so much so that I think Seth Rollins, if he wins the Money in the Bank, I think he wins the world title on Raw. Literally on the Raw coming
Ah,
after the Jay and Gunther world title match, which should be on the show. Just do it on the show and have someone else with Cody. But in this case, there's only two people who can win. Because Penta and El Grande Americano are there to take each other out because they're going to build to it mass versus mass at SummerSlam, most likely. Andrade's there to do flips. Solo's there because there are no other heels in WWE. Owens is
don't
injured
build
and Drew
those.
is injured. So literally, they were like, oh, we need three heels. We don't have three heels. So they picked Solo. Probably also needs to be propped up a little bit. So it's a nice thing for him to have. But he's clearly not winning. So it's between LA Knight and Seth. So, yeah, Brain has to go. Does Seth just win it with no Punk and no Sami Zayn? Do they get involved or not? What do you think?
Oh, I mean, there's still a little bit of me that's waiting for Sammy to do the turn
Not happening.
and actually
No.
side by side. I don't think. No, this is why I'm saying a little bit of me. So I don't think that will happen either. Surely they have to interfere. Um, but then
But
that's when
wouldn't
you
that then
debut.
lead to you thinking that Seth is not winning?
I don't know because this is where my logic comes back in. I go right. Well, it's a pay per view. Therefore, we have to debut a new member of a faction. That's just a Triple H rule. We just have to do it. And so far, you've got Punk, Zayn, and Jay, and who else is in the mix with
That's it.
against them at the
That's
moment?
the only three.
That's
That's the
it.
only three who are
So
against
it's a
them at the moment.
3v3.
Yeah. So they
And
won't
then
add anything.
I mean, Seth's faction has problems anyway. In terms of a lack of real identity for me, it's a universe faction
And
to me.
why have
But
they joined?
no,
Why
exactly.
have they joined?
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing for another video. A bigger problem to me is that right now you've got no member of the faction that can get beat up, that can actually take the heat and actually take bumps. That's your big problem. They need someone who can do that. So I think you could have someone, a cowardly heel, maybe I don't know, Carmelo Hayes, I don't know what he's, anyone, join them, and I think this would be a lovely time to do it. Have Punk and Zayn take, Braun and Breaker out the equation. Someone else comes in, costs LA Knight, and Seth wins. But I just don't see anyone else winning.
I don't see anyone else being added to the group, to be honest. I don't see that at
Really?
all. No, I think this is the three. I think this is the group they're going with. You are right. That is a major problem, that not taking any heat. But I think they're going to be world champion very soon. Maybe tag champions of those two. I'm going
Oh,
to
it
pick
should do.
Seth. I'm going to pick Seth. I've been bouncing between Seth and LA Knight, depending on does Seth get screwed. But I think they're going to keep having Seth win. So I'm going to also pick Seth Rollins. But I tell you what, if LA Knight wins, I am not surprised.
I'll go bananas, Sam.
We finally finished with the most unpredictable match, I think, to book, which is the women's Money in the Bank, which, let's be honest, is stacked to the guild. Wow, this is exciting. So we've got Roxanne Perez, we've got Julia, we've got Stephanie Vacour, we've got Alexa Bliss, we've got Rhea Bloody Ripley. It is a stacked field. And finally, Naomi. Sam, where are you going for the women's Money in the Bank match?
I mean, I wouldn't mind the main eventing. They won't, but I wouldn't mind it. I've gone. Okay, my heart wants either Naomi or Alexa Bliss. Personally, I love those two. I think it's Roxanne though.
Ah,
I think Triple H very much likes Roxanne. He's putting her in the Judgment Day storyline. If you put in a storyline as a woman by Triple H, that means he clearly likes you. And she's a bit newer, she's a bit fresher. I think they'll go with her, have her hold it for a while. It's just got her as Money in the Bank written all over it, and then you could tease that friction with Liv, and then she's got this thing with with Dom, and she's Money in the Bank, and does Dom kind of pursue her because she's on the up and coming. I just think that's the way they'll go because I can't
I
see
think
Rhea.
I think you've picked the one I was balancing between. I will go through all of them very
Okay.
quickly. Julia's going for the United States Championship, and she'll win that very quickly, I believe. So she's not winning that. Stephanie's only just turned up. I don't think she needs it. I think she's going to naturally get better anyway. I think she'll naturally get there. Alexa Bliss has started this weird thing with Charlotte. Would make no sense to suddenly
Oh,
add
she's
a
not going to win it.
briefcase.
No.
Would suddenly weird to add a briefcase. So then the three people that it's between are Rhea, Roxanne, and Naomi. Rhea is because always Rhea is involved. I think they won't give it to Rhea solely because of the fact that she doesn't need it. She will get championships anyway. Just depends if they want Rhea being the Money in the Bank holder because she's never held it and all that jazz. It's her first ever Money in the Bank. But then it is between Roxanne and Naomi. And the reason I am picking Naomi as the winner is because I think the fact that Roxanne's in this Judgment Day storyline doesn't need the briefcase. I actually think that's what stopped it being a briefcase thing. If she was on her own, I would have a much tougher time, and I would actually be agreeing with you. However, I think because she's in this rivalry and this weird storyline with the Judgment Day, I don't think she'll have the briefcase in it. I really don't. I think Naomi is the person who's going to be beating Tiff for the title. Hopefully, then Tiff goes off and becomes a heel because she's not a babyface. Stop it. It doesn't work. And then Naomi can build massive feuds with Bianca and Jade over the championship. We're also thinking that Jade might win the Royal Rumble, so this might be a Bianca thing for a bit, which would be really good. So I think it's time to reward the unbelievable heel character work, promo work, and great in-ring. I think it's going to be Naomi. I would be very happy if Roxanne Perez won. I'm looking forward to this match. This match is going to steal the show because it is 6 brilliant wrestlers who will throw it around. The interesting thing, though, is in both Money in the Bank matches, they've got wrestlers who are doing double duty on the same night, which seems really hard. I feel sorry for them.
Really? So which ones?
Well, Worlds Collide is happening on the same day.
Is
Like,
it?
yes. And Stephanie McCourt is wrestling
No.
I think she's in a 6-woman match, and Chad Gable's main eventing.
Well, he's got
So,
nothing to do with the Money in the Bank, like Sam.
are you right, mate? I'm being
So there's
substitute.
one. No, you
Yeah,
forgot. He
but
didn't
only
qualify.
one, only
So.
Stephanie, only Stephanie. But
Yeah,
that's going
yeah,
to be really difficult. So it's not
absolutely.
like it's match to match. This is Money in the Bank car crash. So I think
Wow.
it'd be really interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting. I mean, I'd love Naomi to win. I'd love that because I think if I was booking it, I'd have a win for the exact reasons you said. You book a very good story, Sam. Unfortunately, I sense that either TKO or Triple H don't want to do multiple or many women's stories. They just would rather throw this prop into the story they've already got instead of having to write a whole other one. But I completely agree with your booking, Sam. Completely. I'm just trying to think. Again, the title is on the line here. The title is at stake for me. I can't be idealistic. I've got to go with
so
what I really think is going to happen. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity for me. I mean,
it really
since a
is.
few months ago.
So I was going to say since WrestleMania, but
Yeah.
the question is, Sam, we've got the Money in the Bank chip. Do you believe
Mm,
there is going to be? You get first dibs. Do you believe there is a cash in happening at Money in the Bank?
I'm really tempted to go with the Seth on J one. I'm really tempted, Sam. And it was my plan at the beginning of this video. But then I thought, because my plan was, right, okay, there's always one at Money in the Bank. There always is. But then I remembered, because I thought, right, okay, they're going to do one. But then if the Seth one doesn't happen, there's no women's champion about to get cashed in on. So my
No.
odds, as Scott Steiner would say, have drastically gone down.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold it for now. Oh, it's tough. Because, again, we could end up drawing at 1-1 here, and that could be the decider.
It really could.
That's how my brain's been going. But and then I just thought, no, I don't think they're going to with Seth, or he'll fail. That's where Punk and Sammy come in, I think. So I'm going to go, no, he's not going to. There's not going to be one.
I also am going to go, no, I do not believe there will be a Money in the Bank because as I said earlier, I think it's happening on Raw. If Seth
Mm,
wins, if LA
yeah,
Knight wins, then who knows where it's going to go. But those are our predictions for the 2020. As far as we know, who knows? They might add a match on Bloody SmackDown again. There is going
yes,
to be only 4 matches. Will Sam, he's got to win both of those incorrect ones, or someone else win the Money in the Bank women's one and not be that and win Becky. He's got a chance. Could this face change hands? Could
oh,
somebody else be holding this belt the
there's going to
next
be a
time we do a
much
pay-per-view
more
with those
handsome
people?
face on that title very soon, Samuel.
Could be Evolution 2. This could be the title. Evolution 2 might be when we next defend this title. I think that's the next one.
Oh
So,
wow. Well, then the second's the next one.
yeah. So we'll find out. We'll find out. But
Yeah,
thank you very much for joining us. Who knows what the quality of Sam's video is today? He's using his phone because the laptop wasn't working.
pretty
So
much.
thank you for joining us on that. Hopefully Sam will be here for actually the predictions. We're busy bees. We're busy
I'll be
bees.
somewhere.
We'll be somewhere. What do you think? Who do you think is going to be winning all of the matches at Money in the Bank? Who have you got as the Money in the Bank winners? That's the more important thing. Please put it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Go love us on TikTok. That'd be lovely. But by the way, thank you for everyone for hitting make us 365 subscribers. It was actually our aspirational target.
Yep.
And when we started on October 1st, we said, listen, can we get 100 by October the 1st, 2025? And if we do, 365 is our aspirational. Oh, we won't get that in the first year. No one's following us. So thank you for giving
Yeah.
us our
Well done,
aspirational
guys.
target. Really thank you. And we shall see you next time on Sam's on Wrestling for another predictions video. Will this change hands? Will it change hands, Sam?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeet.